We're joined now by the brains behind this year's annual meeting programming, our program chair, Dr. Carroll P. Jones. Dr. Carroll, thank you for being with us.
Absolutely, glad to be here.
Tell us where you're joining us from and what you do.
Born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, but I've been in Charlotte for 17 years now. As an orthopedic surgeon, obviously practice foot and ankle, and we're just so happy to have the meeting, to have it at all, but the fact that we could have it in our hometown in Charlotte is a special gift this year, so it's been nice.
Absolutely. And tell us what your role as program director entails. That's a big title. Comes with a lot of responsibility. Tell us about that.
So our society has one big meeting a year. We invite all the members of the society, and it can be anywhere from 500 to a couple thousand people. This year a little bit lower, of course, with the COVID restrictions. And we put together usually 3.5 days of medical education content. And so my job is to really help create the agenda, the curriculum. So that's deciding what topics we want to talk about, deciding who the speakers are going to be, and in terms of logistics of how long are the sessions and how many you're going to have per day and those kind of things. I mean, a lot of the hard work in terms of the planning, in terms of the facilities and logistics of the hotels and all that, it occurs to the AOFAS staff, and they're amazing. So I'm really just involved with the content of the meeting.
I mean, there's a lot of speakers we have this week, a lot of content, so you had to go through a lot of things to kind of figure out who you wanted to include. So what was that like, kind of narrowing it down? So many intelligent minds in the field, so many people to kind of pick through.
It's a great question. I was told before I started it would be like planning a wedding. Like, not everyone's going to be happy, but kind of do what you think's right. There are so many fantastic, qualified colleagues that I have that could give any of these talks. So you lean on people that ones that are particularly good on the podium, ones that have a specific expertise or niche in a topic that's a little bit more detailed, and then mixing and matching personalities so there's chemistry within each symposium. I mean, at the end of the day, there's you wish you could have everybody and you can't. So it made it a little bit easier this year because a lot of people can't travel, so a lot of folks couldn't make it, and that list of people you can use becomes bigger. So we figured it out.
That's good. And as you mentioned earlier, you have a whole team behind you. An event like this, doesn't just happen on its own. There has to be a lot of brilliant minds behind it. So tell us about your team and that came together to put this on.
So Julie and Alina are the two that I've really worked with almost for a year. We have scheduled calls every Monday. We didn't meet every Monday, but many Mondays. So countless Zoom meetings, and they were fantastic. I mean, they're the ones that this is the fourth or fifth meeting Alina's done. So she knows, she's an expert. She's a veteran. So if I would create content and they would kind of do all the logistics in terms of what days it's going to be, how many sessions can we do per day, when are the breaks going to be, and then obviously getting the leases for the facility and all the behind the scenes stuff that takes a lot of work.
All that fun stuff.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about this week now. We're here, we're live. What are you most looking forward to? What are you excited about? Tell me about looking ahead for the rest of the...
I think one, that we're actually having a meeting in person. There was a meeting last year, but it was primarily virtual. So this is 2 years since we've all gotten together in this capacity. That's exciting. Love that it's in Charlotte, so showing off our city, which, the weather's a little rainy now, but that should clear up soon. It's going to be an awesome next couple days. I think people haven't been to Charlotte. Well, and this is a great location, right? Kind of the heart of things downtown. So I think people are going to really enjoy the warmth and the ease of Charlotte. It's a fun place. So looking forward to that. And then so many friends and colleagues are in town. Many that have trained here and gone on, colleagues from around the country. So the social side of these meetings is as much fun as the meeting itself.
Yeah, some fun networking opportunities.
Absolutely, yeah. Just seeing folks you haven't seen in a long time, or at least seeing them in person. Yeah.
Well, what do you have to say to our virtual audience watching?
Well, we wish you were here. Hopefully next year, or whether it's the spring or the annual meeting, then we can all be back together. I mean, I hate it for particularly the Europeans. The travel ban was not something that we anticipated, and it required a special visa to get here, and that just wasn't feasible for many people. And so I hate that for many of those who couldn't be here or wanted to be here and can't be here, we're thinking about you, and hopefully we can see you live sometime very soon.
We hope so as well. In the meantime, you guys keep sticking with us. We'll be bringing you lots of content from the annual meeting. Dr. Carroll, thank you so much.
Thank you.